Hi everyone, welcome back to Gene Calderon Apologetics Ministries, where we are going to continue in our teaching series on a variety of different topics, depending on each day. And today being Wednesday, we will focus on what we like to call Worship Wednesday. This is a time where we look at worship. What is it? How do we do it? Why do we do it? And honestly, we're starting to see a lot of trends recently where worship leaders and Christian pastors or even Christian celebrities are falling away from the faith. So it's vitally important to be able to understand why we worship, why we believe what we believe. And that's the whole point of producing these videos and trying to put together some information to share with everybody. So when it comes to worship, I don't know, many people who are either born into families that already regularly attend church or who just do church traditions might take it for granted and never really stop to ask, why do we do what we do in church and call that worship? And that's an argument that we will hear over and over again. You were just born into this. You don't really understand that. And to a point, sometimes that is true. Because it might give the impression that we really do have very little knowledge and very little appreciation for the kind of Christian believers that Peter described as a royal priesthood, a holy generation, and a peculiar people. We have to ask ourselves, what is the real definition of the Christian church? And what are the basic reasons for why it exists? Well, the local church exists to do together what each Christian believer should be doing at home, in the privacy of our own homes, or even in publicly on our own. And we want to be able to do that together, and that is to worship God, to show how great our God is, who is the one who called us out of the darkness and into his marvelous light. The purpose of our salvation is to worship God. I spend a lot of times going over the science and the history and the philosophy and even the theology about why we believe what we believe. And after we are able to sum all of that up, I believe that the greatest and most honest response to finding all of the answers to all of the questions will be and should be worship. Now, I don't guarantee that we're going to find all those answers, but the closer and closer we get to those answers, the more I can't see any other proper response than to worship. Because all that Christ has ever done is to lead us to that one end. It is exactly what the atmosphere of what heaven will be like and the time after, when we are celebrating and being in the presence of God, is going to be filled with the praises of the Almighty. So when we do say, well, hey, I grew up in church, this is what I've always done, it's really important that we know why. And it's really important to know why so that we can explain it or share it with someone else who doesn't know why, or who may ask, why do you do what you do? Let me show you. Let me show you why the fruits of everything I do is worship. Let me show you why everything points to this one end, that God be glorified. And so when we come to Worship Wednesday, whether we're singing or dancing or just living our everyday lives, we're doing it because we understand the truth that Jesus really was who he said he was, that God does exist, the Bible is accurate and true, and because of all that God was willing to do for us, our only response that makes any sense is worship. God bless you. I hope this helps you. And again, I'm Gene Calderon. I'm with Christi at Purdue University Northwest. I serve at Freedom Church in East Chicago, and I'm on the board for Lake County Right to Life. I am also a missionary, which means I depend on the support of people like you who are willing to see more of this going on in our community. So if you'd like to be able to support me as a missionary, there is going to be a link down below. But what do you think? What is your reason for worshiping? What is the reason that drives you to church every Sunday morning? Is it out of convenience, out of cultural habit, or is there something more to it? Share that with us down below in the comments. And again, if you'd like to be able to support something like this, you have every opportunity to hold my hands up, to be a partner and carry me through as I go forth to be able to present the gospel message to those in our area of Northwest Indiana, especially students at the college and high school campuses. God bless you. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon. Take care.